Science fiction has concocted some pretty scary creatures over the years. But there aren't many as fearsome as the acid-filled xenomorphs that have consistently terrorised Sigourney Weaver's character, Lieutenant Ellen Ripley, in the Alien movie series.
You're going out there to destroy them, right? Not to study.
Having burst onto the big screen in 1979, these killer extraterrestrials with acid for blood are the last thing you'd want to be confronted with out in deep space. But what about the Predators, an equally ugly-looking race of intergalactic hunters that travel the universe collecting skulls for their trophy cabinets? You don't even need to leave Earth to fall victims to these buggers. If they want your head, they'll come to you. Both these iconic baddies existed as separate entities until 1990, when Dark Horse Comics pitted them against each other in their graphic novel Aliens vs. Predator. With that, a whole crossover franchise was born, and of course the video game tie-in soon followed. Activision were first out of the blocks with a childishly crude scrolling beat-em-up for the Super Nintendo in 1993. They then quickly followed that with an Alien vs. Predator, the last of his clan, for the Game Boy. People who actually owned or knew someone with an Atari Jaguar may have played Rebellion's Alien vs. Predator game, also released in '94. But let's face it, that's not going to apply to that many people. 5 years passed before the terrible twosome appeared in another game.
Alien, Predator, Marine.
This time it was Fox Interactive doing the honours with a first-person shooter for PC and Mac. Aliens vs. Predator Extinction flipped the script by adopting real-time strategy gameplay. There weren't many RTS options for the consoles at the time, but this was one of the best. As is often the case, comics and video games will lead the way before Hollywood catches on. 14 years after the original graphic novel and more than a decade after the first game, along came an Aliens vs. Predator film. The film did all right at the box office, despite being a crushing waste of the Earth's diminishing resources.
This goes against every history book that's ever been written.
So, in 2007, a sequel appeared, Aliens vs. Predator Requiem, even more embarrassing. That brings us pretty much up to date. But what we're really concerned with this year is getting our hands on Sega's forthcoming AVP title for the current generation consoles and PC.